This lesson video will guide you in creating in-text citations for your English 7 essay. Let's talk about sources. Before we talk about citing sources, I want to make sure you understand how sources are connected to your essay. For this writing unit, you have several sources. The sources are the 5 articles provided for you. From these articles, these sources, you will find textual evidence that supports the position you are taking on the essay prompt. When you put the textual evidence in your writing, you need to cite. You need to tell where you found the information. Whenever you're writing an essay, there's one very important step that must be followed: citing sources. That means telling your reader the sources you used for your writing. You must give credit to the owner of the information that you use in your essay, otherwise it's plagiarism. To plagiarize means that you're presenting something as your idea instead of information from an existing source. There are 2 types of in-text citations that you'll be using for this essay. There are 2 places where you need to cite these sources within your text, within your essay, in the Works Cited page at the end of your essay. On the Works Cited page, you provide more complete information about your source. In-text citations are required for textual evidence in your essay, whether it's a direct quotation, paraphrased wording, that's when you take the author's words and put it in your own words, or a summary. The next few slides teach you the guidelines for the 2 types of in-text citations you may use for this essay. If you use the exact same words, something the author says or something one of the characters says, as they appear in the story, you must put quotation marks around the words. At the end of the quotation, place quotation marks, but before you put the end punctuation, you put the in-text citation. The end mark goes after the ending parentheses. Here's a model. There's your quote. You use the author's last name and paragraph number. That's the in-text citation. There's the end mark. Here are more examples for using quotations. If the author's quoting another expert in the article, the in-text citations includes, in parentheses, QTD, period, in the citation. That stands for quoted in, and it's, again, when the author's quoting somebody else. Here's the model. Here's the quote, quoted in, and then the author of the article's last name, the paragraph, the in-text citation, and the end mark. If there's no author, the in-text citation contains the first main word of the title in the quotation marks along with the paragraph number. Here's the model. There's the quote, main word in quotation marks, and the paragraph number. That's the in-text citation, and there's the end mark. Here's some models from the article Why Teenagers Obsess Over Pop Stars. It's part of the work necessary for healthy development. Quoted directly from the author in paragraph 11. There's the quote. There's the in-text citation. These sorts of crushes are necessary for and directed by a young person's development. This is the author quoted somebody else, quoted in, and then in paragraph 20. For many, all it takes is a lyric or one song before they're hooked. There is the first word in the article and the paragraph number, and then the in-text citation. Paraphrasing also requires in-text citations. You paraphrase information if you put the information from the source that you want to use as evidence into your own words. That means you should not use all the same words, but should express the same idea in your own words. Even though you're using your own words, you're still borrowing the idea, and therefore you must cite the information with an in-text citation. Here's the model. Paraphrased information, the in-text citation with the author's last name and paragraph number, and the end mark. Here's a model for paraphrasing from Why Teenagers Obsess Over Pop Stars. Teen girls who idolize celebrities with perfect bodies might develop eating disorders in order to look like their role models. Now there's an in-text citation because that's a paraphrase of the author's words, and there's the in-text citation. Now let's look at the original quote from the article that the writer paraphrased. The pressure coming from celebrities with perfect bodies may lead to an unrealistic body image and possibly nurture eating disorders which can consume a child's life. And you can see that there's a similarity in the message, but the paraphrase is not an exact quote. For this assignment, you'll practice this skill using the articles which are the sources for your essay. As you find the textual evidence to support your reasons, you'll be placing that information in your charts as either quotes or paraphrases, and you'll also be properly citing the source. Complete instructions are in the assignment for this step.